This cat Eva has been here since January 24th of 14, so a real long time, and she is a loving cat when she's in the mood to be so, but she'll also tell you when she's had enough.
A lot of them are just like terrified when you first bring them in, but they just like, when you walk in, they like bark like really loud, and it's almost like I don't know how the dog walkers do it, because to get the dog out of the cage, it's like barking at you like it wants to eat you, and like for me that's just kind of scary.
Do you think it's because of where they came from, or?
Some of them, because some of them were abused and eaten, and so they're like, they don't do well with human contact.
Then, some of them come in with a really raw skin and hair missing that they've had to have removed because of an infection or anything. So it's been cool to see them heal.
Animals have come in kind of thin, those sorts of things. So if they have any skin conditions, we can take care of that as well. We make sure to get them spayed and neutered, microchipped, do the vaccinations we can give. So.
I do know that when they're brought in, they're kept in a certain room for 24 hours so that the vet can go in and then they can at least settle in their environment a little bit better. But there was a huge change in a couple, at least like cat families that I saw. When they're first brought in, they like stay in their little kennel and they just don't come out. And when the volunteers are there and they like work with the animals and bring them out and play with them and stuff like that, then it really makes them feel at least a little bit more comfortable. There was one cat in the adult cat room that had been there for like 4 years and nobody had taken her home. Every single time that, like, I used to go in at 8 o'clock in the morning and I wouldn't leave until 9:30, and I would go in and I would like clean all the cages and then I'd feed them, and then there's a rotation, so you can leave about 5 or 6 of the cats out at a time, and then like within 2 hours you go back in and you put them back in and then you take the others out. But when she was always in the first rotation, and whenever I would take her out, she would crawl onto my lap. I would just sit down on the floor and she'd crawl onto my lap, and she wouldn't get off until I would take her out, or until I would like pick her up and put her back in her cage. So I don't know, there were a couple cats like that. I don't remember their names, but that I became really attached to. And when one of them went, I will tell you, I shed some tears. But.
The first dog that I came to love, his name was Eli, and he was a white pointer mix, and I think it was my second or third time volunteering, and it was pouring outside, so I took him into a visiting room and we just kind of clicked, and it was always fun to see him every few days. But yeah, I don't know, there's always different things that you learn about the different animals once you get to know their personalities.
Sign up for different rooms, so you can do the small animal room with like all the rabbits and the guinea pigs and rodents and stuff, and then you can either do the cat rooms with the kittens or the cats or the dogs, and you can like dog walk and do all kinds of stuff like that, but I stayed with the kittens.
Rely on volunteers, and if they can't give their time, donations, whether that be money or supplies, is also very welcomed. None of our animals have any time limit to be adopted. So they, if it takes years to be adopted, that's how long it takes. So yeah, we would never, kill an animal to make space or anything like that.
Are there any challenges that arise as a result of that, be it in space or in resources?
Well, we're very aware of our space and of our resources, so how we can kind of work with that is if an animal is trying to come into our care, we have waiting lists. So that's, and then once the animals get adopted, leave the building, that means we have more space to bring them in. So those waiting lists are a good way for us to, help deal with that. Eva has been here since January 24th of 14. Someone came in wanting to know who has been here the longest and met with her and really appreciated that side of her, and was wanting an independent cat so that she's gone for work a lot, and it just was a really great match, and I feel really good about it, and I'm really excited for Eva. So that's an example of an animal that we never gave up on. She also needs to be on a special diet. She is prone to getting some urinary stuff, so she's got a special diet that the owner was more than willing to continue, and so that was a really great story of someone who was wanting to help out this animal, and also really, it was a great match and appreciated her for who she is as well.
We adopted my own personal dog from the Humane Society. She is a 104-pound Mastiff Labrador mix, and when she came in she weighed 130 pounds, and she was there for a little bit and no one wanted to adopt her, even though she was a very, very sweet dog. She was, as I said, she weighed 130 pounds. She was a very large dog, and the fact that we were able to work with her and then eventually adopt her was my favorite memory.
Well, I obviously both rescued them from the Humane Society. Well, didn't rescue them from there. They rescued them and I took them home. Rudy is my long-haired orange tabby, and he was severely malnourished when we brought him home. He was really skinny. He was starting to get healthy again, but it wasn't until we brought him home that he gained all his weight back. He was this big, and he was skin and bone, and it was kind of scary, but he's so loving, and I don't know, I loved him. They're super cute. I mean, you can't just look at a kitten and not want to take it home. You can't, especially for me, because right before I got Rudy, I had lost my cat of 13 years, and so when I saw him at the Humane Society, I just immediately wanted to take him.
And they're very sweet, because even though you may be mean to an animal, they will love you same, and they love without needing something in return.
Without the Humane Society, some of these animals would probably not be alive because of some of the conditions they've gone through.
I think it's majorly beneficial. They've done some wonderful things for this community, and the people that live here have done so much to impact, to make a difference, I guess. They're rescuing thousands of animals a year, and it's amazing what those people do.
Well, animals are very sweet and innocent, because really everything an animal does is something that we teach them, or we tell them by our actions and what we do. There are very few, especially with the breeding that we have now, very animal-like traits left in these dogs and cats. So if we play with them, they're a very friendly, very loving animal. Because the animals add another member of the family. And for many couples, some couples cannot have kids, or some couples do not wish to have them, or some people just don't feel like they want a family. They adopt a dog or a cat or a deer, and it becomes a member of their family, somebody that they can love and receive love back from.